back with more Heartstopper for the last time. Hopefully, just for now. We'll see. But this is episode 8, the finale. We are here. 2 days of binging brought us to this moment. I'm really excited to see how they wrap up this first chunk of episodes. Hopefully, not the only chunk of episodes we get. But what a blast this show's been thus far. I've really, really enjoyed it. I've got really invested in the characters and just the wholesomeness of it all. And then the last episode was like, bitch, please. Life is horrible. Things are horrible. Everything is angst. But I'm keeping faith and, keeping my fingers crossed that, yet again, if there are still lingering problems in an episode, they normally get resolved in at least the very next one. So hopefully this little chapter has a nice happy ending. Because, I think a lot of these characters do deserve it. And then there's also Harry, who can get in the bin. And, Ben can get in the bin. I nearly called Ben Tom again then. Ugh, every time. I realised what I did actually, calling him Tom. I've worked it out, just to bring it full circle, because I called Ben Tom at the first episode, I think. I wrote down Tori, which is obviously Charlie's sister, but I wrote it so poorly it looked like it was Tom, so I just assumed that guy's name was Tom, but it's Ben. There you go. You don't care. I don't know why he told you, but there we go. Either way, I am very intrigued, very excited, kind of nervous because I don't want to get so invested in this and then they're just all unhappy by the end. But I have faith that the whole thing with Tao at least is probably going to get wrapped up in a nice way, and I just want what's best for all these children. So yeah, I guess that's kind of everything. Before we get into it though properly, because I have had a few reactions posted and stuff by now, just want to give a big thank you to everyone who's kind of watched and supported and shared and liked and commented on all these reactions. It's been an absolute joy, an absolute blast to kind of interact with you all. It's been a really lovely fandom to kind of dip my toe into. So thank you everyone for that. I've really enjoyed how these videos have been received. It is something a bit different for the channel, I think, for the most part. But I've had such a pleasant experience with it. I would love to kind of see what other shows that I wouldn't normally go for are out there to maybe tackle on the channel in future. But this has been such a lovely diversion from the norm. And yeah, I've had an absolute joy. So I'm hoping this last episode is just as good as the 7 that have come before it. So without further ado, let's get into it. That's right. Drum the pain away.
Didn't you hear about Harry Green's fight with Nick and Tao? Both my fault, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like 95% sure they were both Harry's fault and I wasn't even there.
It's true. What a betrayal that Harry's surname's green. It's my favourite colour.
Maybe I do just ruin people's lives.
No, you're a cinnamon roll.
It'd be better if I didn't exist.
Oh, Christ. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. That kind of hit me in the feels. Ooh.
You're not ruining my life.
Oh.
Thanks.
Oh, my God. Nearly made me cry.
I
You
could make us
fuckers.
some pizza for dinner.
Oh, pizza.
I heard Harry got suspended for fighting, so...
Oh, yes. Joyce.
That's good. He said he doesn't want to talk to you. Did you want to get lunch together? I can't. Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm going to jump out the window.
Charlie avoiding you too. I'm avoiding him. Why? Because I'm pissed off with him. If he just told me that you two were going out, maybe I would have done things differently. Maybe I would have stayed more low-key and Harry would have left us alone. I think Charlie might be nervous about telling you because he really cares about your opinion.
Also true.
He loves you. He's always had a tendency to believe that him just existing is annoying for other people. Yeah.
Mood.
He probably wants to be something more than secret guy you kiss sometimes on the down low. And if you can't give him more than that, then, that's fine, but it's always going to make him feel a little bit crap about himself.
There's a point.
You should talk to him.
So should you, sir.
Yes, so should you. No. I'm going to stay pissed off with him for a bit longer.
He's so stubborn.
I can have a sprained wrist or like a back injury or something. We can figure out the details.
No. I want to do this.
Good for you. Oh. Wholesome.
Are you having a repeat of last year? Isolating yourself, not talking to anyone? No.
Right, I'm not going to make you go because I'm a nice teacher. Don't let anyone make you disappear, Charlie.
That's a good line.
You hate running, I'll run it for you. Thanks. It's fine. I'm just sorry.
Aw.
Sorry for everything.
I hate that he blames himself for everything, and it's not his fault.
You obsessed with me or something?
Oh, fuck you. I always give him the benefit of the doubt, because he's very insecure. But I hate him. Run, Charlie, run! Yes. 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 Yes!
You don't get to have an opinion about anything I do.
I like that
Do you want me to go around
he was in his shadow then.
Do you
It's
want
like
me to
swapped
go around
now.
telling people about me and you?
Ha.
That's what I thought. Just leave me alone. I should have been a better friend and I've been kind of... I shouldn't have gotten angry at you.
Yes. Ah.
To tell me. Should have been looking out for you.
I hope Isaac just throws it so far, and wherever Harry is, he's holding Isaac's book for him. Wholesome.
I know it's bad.
It's not. It's really not. It's just I don't think it counts as a landscape if it has people in it.
If you squint, it's really good.
Is it awful being a trim without me?
Yes. Everything's awful without you.
Ah.
I'm okay now.
I was gonna tell you something.
What?
Just got butterflies.
You've got the wrong team's face paint on.
I feel like this is like a slow burn. Although, I don't mind if it's not. Make out. Okay, fine.
If I'm out of locker.
He's got butterflies too. Oh. Oh shit, oh shit, what are you gonna do? My wholesome senses are tingling. Aww, that's sweet.
Gonna tell Nick Nelson that he has to do the match. Nah, I'm good.
Wholesome! Isaac, just reading. King.
My life is way better because I met you. You don't have to say that. I do. And I'll keep on saying it until you believe me. I want us to be together. Nick. You're my favourite person. Nick. I need you
Aww.
to believe me. Nick. I believe you. I believe you.
It's like they've swapped around when they were talking in his bedroom before. I'm glad it was a more intimate moment as well, so I'm not sure Nick was fully ready
So what?
for that to be in front of everyone.
You free on Sunday? Seagulls?
I do see goals, yeah.
Oh my god! The beach! Yes, right. Oh my god!
Wholesome. It's wholesome! What else can I say? Yeah, and if they're away from people they know, they can be a bit more open. It's a good balance until he's worthy, isn't it?
I'm definitely bisexual. And I don't want to have to sneak around pretending we're platonic BFFs. I want to tell the people who matter. And I want you to be able to tell people
And that's all that matters.
Oh my god, I like you so much. And I love liking you. I like Charlie's in a romantic way, not a way.
In a romantic way.
I never thought this would happen to me.
Aw.
Does this mean we're boyfriends? Yes. You're my boyfriend. We're boyfriends. Hey, Dad, drop me.
This is incredibly, incredibly wholesome.
He's my boyfriend. Charlie's my boyfriend.
Oh, baby. Oh, thank you for telling me.
Oh,
I'm sorry if I ever made you feel like you couldn't tell me that.
God, Jesus.
Like girls if you don't. How long have you known?
Well,
I love that she's asking questions.
me and Charlie started going out a couple months ago. I started liking him way before that.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, what an amazingly acted scene that was. Holy shit. Ah, how far they've come. The sun's shining on them. It's their time. I like how it merged into like a graphic novel-y kind of aesthetic. Ah! What a jolly fucking good time that was. Okay, there we go. That is Heartstopper. Hopefully just Heartstopper Season 1. Because, you know, Elle and Tao still need to get together, so I'm going to need that Season 2, please. Oh, what a fucking great time. What a delight this show has been from start to finish. I love this kind of final episode as well. Really great. Harry wasn't in it as well, so it was even better than it could have possibly imagined it being. Man, I just loved how kind of, you know, the main crux of this story is kind of built to their conclusion here. Obviously, you know, Ellen Tao is something that would be explored, you know, further along down the line. If we get more, hopefully we do. I think there are, you know, the graphic novels that this is based on. I think there's like multiple volumes at this point, so I don't know if there's a lot of development for them in there. And like maybe, you know, they do get together and stuff, but, you know, I kind of want to read it, but I also don't want to spoil it for myself in case we get more. I might hold out for an announcement either way, and then maybe judge it from there. But oh my god, yes, that's kind of a slow burn, but they had a few like adorable moments in this one as well. So, you know, very clearly something there, and you could see, you know, they focused a bit on Tao's point of view of it as well. The lingering shot of him at the end, you know, he's very much sensing it, and I like the little touch of them having butterflies around each other, like the illustrated butterflies. Just little touches like that I really enjoyed, you know. I think it could have been so easy for those like hearts or you know, butterflies, all the things, the stars that kind of popped up around the screen and flew around. It could have been so easy for them to be really distracting, I think, and take you out of scenes, but they perfectly judged when and how to use them. I think they really did add an extra kind of quirk to it, an extra bit of personality, which I really enjoyed, because it helped say like unspoken things, I guess, about the characters. Like when there'd be like a little love heart or something when Elle was looking at Tao, and even though we as an audience know that, it's just like an extra bit of something that I really enjoy. It's like the world just knows that this is supposed to happen as well, you know, and it's kind of being influenced in that way. So I really enjoyed that. You know, I think they added to the story rather than like distracted from it. So very well used, I think. I love the whole personality the show had going for it, and for the most part, again, very, very wholesome episode. Loved it. I'm glad that Charlie and Tao also kind of made amends. You know, I think, you know, Tao is just, I don't know, sometimes he comes across as a bit selfish to me, but you know, he does also deserve to be appreciated and stuff, and he, you know, they're all just young kids making mistakes and everything. So I don't think he's ever been like malicious in anything. But you know, I think Charlie and Tao, they both kind of admitted to some faults. So I like that. You know, they kind of did come to their senses in the end. Hopefully, through this, Charlie is learning that he doesn't need to blame himself for everything. I loved what the teacher said. I can't remember the exact wording now. It's like, don't let people make you disappear, or something like that. Great line. And yeah, I like that we just had a supportive teacher throughout this as well, that Charlie could kind of lean on. And we'd seen him grow a bit of isolation there, going back to that classroom again and again, like when he was being bullied the year before. But he can kind of power through that, and yeah, kind of Nick taking some of Tao's words, I guess, to heart, and allowing them to be open to the people that matter. I think that's a really good compromise until Nick is ready to be out to everyone, and them kind of going away to the beach or something. They can just be together there openly, without bumping into anyone, but still telling the people that mean the most to them. I thought that was a really great kind of little compromise, because if Nick was just that moment when he walks up to Charlie and takes him away, if he just snogged him in front of everyone there, I feel like that would have probably been too soon. Not for the story. I think thematically and for story-wise that would have made sense and been a logical conclusion. But because Nick's slow journey of discovering himself, was taking its time, and going at a good pace, I don't think... fucking fly, go away. I don't think it would have felt quite right for him to have been in the place where he was capable and ready... Not capable. And he was in the right frame of mind and would have wanted to do that. So I'm glad that's not what happened, and they kind of had their moment privately away from that. So that was really good. And maybe if we'd had the scene where he was I'm definitely bisexual, and he's kind of figured that out. Maybe if we had that before he had that moment then in the field with Charlie, it may have made a bit more sense for him to have done that. But that's not how the story was going. So I like that they could have their private moments, and they've kind of found a good baseline for where their relationship can go right now. So it allows them to be a lot more open than they were. A very similar approach to what Tara and Darcy were kind of taking with things, I think, is where they're kind of slowly building up to. So it's not like they're just out in the open to everyone about them being together, but they can be that. And now Charlie can tell people that they're together, and he can get that sense of worth that I guess the way his relationship with Ben had been, and how it kind of had to be with Nick, for different reasons, obviously, how that had to be, it kind of just made him feel, I guess, a bit unimportant, because he couldn't tell anyone that he was somebody to somebody, but now he can. And I really like that kind of journey for him, because it's made me really sad seeing how Charlie just blames himself for everything and thinks everything's his fault, when I really don't think it ever really was. Maybe they could have, maybe he could have spent a bit more time with his friends, sure, but I think Tao is also someone who just took that a lot more personally than he should have done, but you can't blame him for that per se. That's just how Tao is. So I like that there's just so much justification, and you can understand where everyone's kind of coming from, and everyone gets little moments. And then of course there is Harry, who can get in the bin. So yeah, really enjoyed that. Also, I forgot to write it down while it's on the top of my head. That's not a phrase, is it? On the top of my head. Tip of my tongue. Top of my head. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm an idiot. Imogen. The little moment where they walk off and Imogen's like, oh, that's why. And she's happy for them. I thought that was a really lovely moment as well. We hadn't really seen her after they kind of wrapped up her little arc with Nick. So I'm glad we got a little glimpse of that. And she's like, oh, good for them. Good for them. So that was a really lovely little moment as well. But yeah, I really like how things have ended up for this first chapter of Charlie and Nick's relationship. There probably will be more drama along the way. But I think their relationship's been so well written and developed, I think, across these 8 episodes. I've really, really loved how they've done it. From the tentative beginnings to where they ended up in just 8 episodes. I think that development is just so incredible, and the reason it is so good is because that was the story. It was their story. It's not like there was a big world-ending plot thing going on around it, and then there's also that story as a subplot. It was the plot, and yeah, I just think more shows need to do that. I think because just look what you can achieve for the characters when you just allow there to be a wholesome relationship developing between 2 guys who like each other. It's just I can't sing praises enough about the characters in this and how well they've all been developed and stuff. I love every single character except the ones that we're not supposed to like. So they've kind of done a great job there. And yeah, I really hope we see more of them. And then Tara and Darcy, they didn't get too much, but I like that we saw Tara succeed in the sports day thing, and they could share an open moment, and they were a bit inspired as well when Nick and Charlie went off. They held hands, so they're kind of at a good place as well. Glad that they had a few little moments in the spotlight, and I've really enjoyed their relationship alongside of everything else as well. Isaac is just low key the best character. I just love his whole deal, and he's just like unbothered king. I'm just here to throw my javelin and read my books, and just vibe, and I'm here for it. So he's great. I'm hoping, should we get more, I would like to see him get like a big story, like at least like a centric episode, like how they really focused in on Tara and Darcy's relationship. Was it the last episode or the episode before? I think it was episode 6. I'd love to see Isaac get some kind of focus like that in future if we do get more, because that would be really cool to see a bit more of him. But what we have had of him has been an absolute delight, and I would die for Isaac, and I would die for basically everyone in this show. So yeah, that was really great. A little bit of Tori as well, Charlie's sister. I hope if we get more, I'd love to see more of her, because she's been a really great presence. I loved the scene where Charlie was kind of like, I just ruin everyone's life. I just wish I wasn't even here. I love that it was just her instinct to come to him and be like, you haven't ruined my life. My life's pretty damn good that that you're in it. So huge, great big sister energy from her, and it seems like we didn't see too much of their parents. That is his sister, right? I'm not just making that up. I'm pretty sure that's his sister. I have my doubts then, but I think it is. So I don't know if they're just like busy and they work a lot or anything. Obviously, we saw Charlie's dad a few times, but that was him just dropping Charlie off at things and picking him up from things. We didn't see them at home. And I think we heard Charlie's mum's. No, we heard her voice once, and then we also saw her once, I think, when Nick appeared in the rain, right? He was like, oh, I didn't know you were coming. We're going to see Grandma in like an hour. Like, hurry up. So, we only saw them very, very briefly. So I don't know, home life-wise, how much they're around. They don't seem to have like a bad relationship with the kids or anything. So, I'm not suggesting anything of that sort. But it was an interesting thing that, I think we probably saw more, actual relationship stuff and development character stuff between Charlie and his sister rather than his parents. Because his parents, obviously, I think they're clearly very supportive from what we've seen, which is great. But yeah, I really liked Tori a lot as well. And her abilities just appear out of nowhere and just, drink from her straw and just, again, vibe. I would love to see Tori and Isaac interact. I think that would be the duo to end all duos. I think the energy they would bring to something would be incredible. Just vibing together in the corner and just having the best time. So yeah, I really enjoyed her as well. And then I liked, a few little moments with Elle kind of coming back to this school again, after having what seems to be quite the hellish time, and going back to all her old classrooms and stuff, with Tao. So I like that, showing some growth with her as well. And it's not like her plotline was just she has a crush on Tao, because that's kind of something more so they did in the second half, really. And she's kind of been the voice of reason in the friendship groups a lot of the time. And her making friends in her new school and revisiting again, it just shows how far that she's come. So I really enjoyed that as well, and I'd like to see more of what her story might hold in future. I think a lot of it will be tied to her and Tao kind of getting together, and I'm absolutely here for that. But I like that she had a few moments to shine in this one, and her and Tao are very wholesome and adorable, and I would like to see it, please. So yeah, that was all great. Everyone got some fantastic moments, and yeah, I'm just glad that Charlie and Nick kind of found a comfortable spot for them to kind of just be together right now, and that will change and grow as things progress, I suppose. But I really, really enjoyed that so much. A beautifully written relationship between those two in particular. I've enjoyed all the main core relationships we've seen in this show. I think they've done them brilliantly, and I've really liked the different variations and the ranges we've got with them. We've had one that's been established, maybe in secret, but established, and then one that's we've seen developing, and kind of, they've gotten together and they are openly together with a few certain people, and then we have a relationship, with Tao and Elle that's still kind of in its very early stages and still developing. So yeah, I really liked just the representation, not just of like all the different characters and their sexualities and their personalities and stuff like that, but also like just the different types of relationships you might have and you might see. I think we've done so well. But obviously Charlie and Nick's love story was the story of the show. So it's been so beautifully written and performed. I think, you know, the cast just phenomenal. I really enjoyed them. But yeah, definite highlight I think was Kit Connor as Nick. You know, he had, I think, some of the big emotional things that he had to kind of get across, and I think he did a brilliant job with it. And yeah, the scene where he came out to his mum was beautifully done, really well written, very well performed. You know, I mean, Olivia Colman, she's just great in everything anyway. And the fact that, you know, Kit held his own in that scene against Olivia fucking Colman, like queen of acting, is testament to how talented he is and how talented this entire cast is. That you have Olivia Colman in your show, and yet there's still so many other actors and so many other things and performances and characters that you get just as invested in and, you know, are the focus. Just a brilliant kind of bit of casting there, I think, all around. They've done a great job with it. And yeah, that scene was so beautifully done. I like that she was just immediately supportive of it. And yeah, Kit portrayed like the nervousness of that just so well. What a brilliant little actor. He is going to do some incredible fucking things in future. But before he does any of those things, he's going to need to do seasons 2 to 18 of Heartstopper. Thank you. But yeah, that was a really lovely scene as well, and I like that was one of the last scenes of the show. It's just his development and, you know, kind of solidifying, like, I've worked out, you know, who I am, and I like that he's kind of come to that conclusion. And with how time has passed throughout the show, you know, it's been a nice kind of progression from him to like, I think I'm bisexual, not sure, to him kind of deciding that. And he didn't just decide it right from the off, like a few episodes back when he was first thinking about it. He didn't just decide it then. He had these couple of episodes where he was a bit unsure and still working it out, and then kind of decided and came to the conclusion. And yeah, just the fact that the mum's like immediately asking him questions about it, you know, just very attentive and stuff. Really beautiful relationship, and I hope we kind of see a bit more of that in the future as well. I want to see more of all the mums. I really liked Tao's mum as well. I love to see more of her and her bond with Elle, because obviously she really likes Elle, and she seemed to be wanting Elle and Tao together as well. So I'd love to see more of that kind of side of things, and maybe see Nick's mum interact with Charlie properly. I don't know if did they ever interact? I don't know. Maybe very briefly, but you know, I love to see maybe more of that get delved into. So yeah, I just brilliantly done from all. I feel like I've missed some like key things, but you know, just at a base level, I loved it. Anything, even if I've forgotten to talk about a certain scene or a certain character or a certain line, you know, certain attentions to detail that I haven't picked out on, you know, brilliantly done. I just loved it, and yeah, so good. What a fantastic show. I'm so glad that it exists. I'm glad people have a show like it. I really hope we get more, because it's just, you know, we had like a kind of angsty episode 7, you know, it had its kind of rebellious phase in episode 7 where it was a bit moody and everything was a bit depressing. But it's been such a refreshing change of pace for things to just go well for people. And yeah, just the wholesome vibes. I don't know how many times I've said it across this series of videos, but it's probably been a lot, and I apologise. Great drinking game though, so that's something to do now that we've finished. But yeah, I've absolutely adored it. I really am glad I decided to give this show a try and, you know, try and tackle something a bit different. I've an absolute blast with it. So thank you to everyone who's watched and enjoyed these reactions. Hopefully we can be back with more of them, should we get a season 2 whenever that drops. But yeah, an absolute delight from start to finish. A really important story. I think a very well developed story. And I'm so glad it exists for people who need a show like this. You know, it's going to be a whole generation of people, I think, that will really appreciate this. And if you read the graphic novels and stuff, I hope you've also enjoyed it. I've heard, like, as an adaptation, I think it's quite faithful. Because I think the person who wrote, I might be wrong here, but I think the person who wrote the graphic novels also wrote this. I feel like that's true. Maybe. I feel like I read that somewhere. Either way, if you did enjoy the graphic novels, I hope you really enjoyed this as well, and hopefully it's been really cool to see those characters that you love come to life. You know, I've experienced that with the Shadowhunters You know, seeing characters that I loved in books then appear on the show and come to life, and it's such a joy to kind of get that. I will get that as well when I finally watch Shadow and Bone. That'll probably be the next thing I binge, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully you've kind of gotten something out of that as well. And, you know, I've also kind of gotten something out of the show by being like, I need to just get out into the world a bit more and push myself out there, and push the boundaries a bit. Stop being isolated, just sat in my little cave. So yeah, I really, really loved this entire journey. It's been a phenomenal show, and I've really, really loved it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it too, and I hope you enjoyed my reactions to it. It's just been so cool to kind of go through the show. I loved it. So yeah, that is going to be everything for now. Thank you again for all your support on these reactions. It's been an absolute delight. And yeah, I will see you when I see you for whatever comes next, and hopefully in the future more Heartstopper, because it has been fantastic. So yeah, that's going to be everything, and until whatever comes next, thanks for watching.